summer menu cheat sheet.
Well, good morning and welcome to my garden. We need to do quite a bit of assessing today because we had a really large rainstorm like 2 days ago, and it's totally pushed all my potatoes down. I have a huge tree branch that's fallen down over here, and some of my sunflowers are actually looking a little bit sad, so they need a little bit of help. So I thought I'd kind of bring you along on a little cozy hang out with me kind of day today. So, but first off, we do really need to assess the garden and see the damage here. But I don't have any makeup on yet because I have my skincare setting right now. I've been applying castor oil to my face. I've tried to do it twice a day, but let's just be honest, like days like today, I'm just too tired, so I sometimes get to it at nighttime. But I've been wearing castor oil on my face for about 4 months, almost every single day, and I can notice a significant difference in the texture and quality of my skin. It's really doing great. So I have a few zinnias that look quite happy to live here in the beds. But I have so many blooms coming up. A pink one over here. They're just so big. So as I said, all this rain that we had knocked down these potato plants. And these potatoes, I was not anticipating them to get as large and as tall as they are, because my mom has potatoes in her yard, and they are probably at their max height when they're ready to harvest, probably around 1.5 feet tall. And there wasn't any information on all of the height of these potatoes, and these were easily about 3 feet tall. So unfortunately, they're crowding out a lot of my other plants here. I've got a zinnia that looks very sad and wimpy right here, and I've got some I think that one just kind of needs to come out, unfortunately. They're just looking very sad. And I've got my spaghetti squash right over here. They're actually getting sun because all of these potatoes have been pushed over. But my mint here is kind of like trying its hardest to just escape and try to find as much sun as possible. So, but this bed doesn't really look too bad. My lettuce is still looking amazing. And my poor peas, here, they're finally getting some sun. And I need to examine all my potatoes to figure out when they're going to be ready for harvesting. And then over here, oh, everything's looking great. My carrots, I've got these ginormous sunflowers. This tallest one right here is just budded out a face. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see. I've got so many pollinators here, which is just the best. And I need to, I think, just do a little bit of TLC work on these cucumbers. The basil's looking great. So let me just bring you in for a little closer look. It has been outrageously hot these last, oh my gosh, couple of weeks since the big rain typhoon that we had has calmed down a little bit. But it has just been absolutely wild. We've been doing lots of water days, splash pads, pool days. It's just been so much fun to play with my son and get the bubble machine out and all of that good stuff. You know what? I think I want to try to pull a carrot. Oh, let's see. I think that one looks about ready. I think I need to really soak these ground before I attempt to pull anything up. I've got some onions that are really good. So we'll just take a little peek to see how these carrots are turning out. But there's one that I really do want to try to pick and take a little look at. Yeah, it's all looking pretty decent. And with all of the shade over here, I'm not really needing to do much weeding, but I do need to trim up, I think, this poor sunflower. Oh yeah. Look at this guy. This poor sunflower didn't make it. Let me share with you the plans that I have for today. Since we're doing a come hang out with me kind of day to day, since it's so hot, there's a really fun event going on in the town where I live, and there is a fire truck spray water kind of park that's going on. So I thought that would be really fun to take my son out, but also to run a few errands this afternoon. I just got my hair done yesterday, got my hair highlighted and my bangs corrected. I did the bad thing of getting a wild hair last time I cut my hair, or got my hair cut, and I totally trimmed up my bangs by myself. And my poor stylist, she really had to work with the results of how poorly I cut my hair. She told me, she's so cute, she's like 22, 23, she was like, "You did a horrible job cutting your hair. Don't ever cut your hair that way again." And I was like, "Okay, I promise I won't do it." And then she told me how to do it the proper way. So, so that was pretty great. We are going to finish checking out this garden here, but we do need to go and get my eggs. So come with me and I'll show you the damage from the storm. Before we go and do that, it looks like we need to do just a little bit of TLC in this secondary garden here. All of these beautiful flowers that I had, these were the white whimsical spindly ones. They did bloom and they looked beautiful, but now they're done, and my blueberries are looking quite happy. They're looking really, really good. I haven't got any blueberries on them. Over here in these large pots, I have my tomatoes. And these ones over here are cherry tomatoes from a friend, and I got these ones from a farmer's market. And this one, I think I need to stand up a little bit. And then over here, I do have some watermelon. And they all need a really good water. Oh, my son picked these ones. I think we can all get that done when my son is up, because he does love watering. He is so cute. He likes to get his little tiny water can and go and water my plants. It's very sweet. Hello, my friends. Come on over here. Hello. So my sweet little chickens are about 2 years old, and they are laying up a storm. And it's so nice to have so many eggs, but having about 5 eggs every single day, I'm not baking enough. So I think we might do some cobbler baking today, but they lay these really nice, large, round eggs. And they're all very sweet. They're all very gentle and incredibly curious. These are golden comets. I just love them. They're so fun. And they come walking up to me. They're just looking at me with their eyes like, "Aren't you going to give us a treat?" But what I've been doing, once they have each of them laid their eggs every day, they get to go free range in the yard. And if they don't get to do that, and my son I think is just waking up again, they get to stay in their little yard for a little longer. But since my son is waking up, let's go back inside since it is so hot. Come on, you guys. I'm gonna let you out. Come on, come on, come on. You guys like a little treat? Let's give you guys a treat. You too, Mr. Rooster. Oh. Ow. They get a little bit excited. You too, Mr. Rooster. Would you like one? Here you go. Normally, this is my son's favorite chore. But since they're all so sweet and good today, they'll get extra little treats. And you can have some too, buddy. There you go. They're so sweet. I really do love my little hens. But it's time to go inside. Come on, little hens. Yep. definitely feels much better being inside. And unfortunately, half of my hair has fallen out, which it is what it is. It's really crazy to think though that after you have your baby, you become a mom, not just your life changes, but pretty much every single thing about you as a person changes. Your hair texture, consistency, your hormones obviously are all totally changing or are shot, so they need some correction. This summer is definitely going to be the year where, I guess, season where I am taking a more focused approach to a few things going on in my life. Let me just clean up these eggs a little bit. I made breakfast this morning. We had some roasted potatoes that were pretty good, but I put too much oregano on them, so they're kind of, the ones that had too much oregano on them, it was not really consumable. It kind of burned a little bit going down. So let me just clean up a little bit and we can do some more chat. Part of my personal goal for the summer, as I started to say, was that I really need to take control or establish new habits in 3 areas. The first area would be to focus on my health, and in that sense would be threefold as well. First would be focusing on working out more regularly or more consistently, at least going to the gym at least once a week. And if I'm not able to go to the gym, then at least working out at home. And that is something that I have been failing at, but I have the opportunity to do it. So I can do it, I haven't been. And so I need to hopefully establish a routine in that area. And secondly, the other thing I want to work on regarding my health is being more selective about the foods that I eat. And I'm pretty good at being pretty healthy for the most part, but there are some cases where I do snack at nighttime. I do have a tendency to just gravitate towards things that I really shouldn't be eating anyway, even though, like, for example, my sweet husband bought me these little chocolate mousse popcorns. They're delicious, by the way. Just trying to kind of clean up my diet a little bit more and trying to just decrease the amount of sweets and sugars and other things like that. And the last thing is to get my hormones and whatever vitamins and other things like that taken care of. Like I said in a couple videos before, I have celiac and eczema, but I haven't had a flare-up in a really long time, which has just been an absolute blessing. And I think part of that is because I do eat a lot of sourdough bread. Speaking of, we need to do some sourdough bacon today, possibly. So I'll eat a lot of fermented foods, at least the sourdough bread regularly, and that really has seemed to help a lot, as well as just making sure I don't eat anything that I know for a fact I'm very sensitive to, and just really focus on healing my gut biome. But also, since having a baby and being pregnant and, you know, postpartum, and we're about 1.5 years postpartum now, which I don't think you're really technically considered postpartum anymore, but it takes about 3 years for a woman's hormones to finally regulate itself again. And it might take longer if they're breastfeeding, like I am still nursing my son, which we are trying to figure out a strategy for weaning. My husband and I found this system. It's a private, I think, organization that you can do some lab work with them, and they will test your blood samples for, I think, 360, 335 different things in your body. If you're deficient in different vitamins and minerals, if you have too much estrogen, too much testosterone, if you're sensitive or allergic to anything, like they look at everything. And they have even more things that you can check for as a woman, for your menstrual health, just anything in general. So that's really fascinating. I signed up for that, so we just need to find a time to get my blood work done so that we can get a head start on getting my health regulated again, feeling good again, getting some more hair growth in. That's kind of the situation right now. But I unfortunately have to just do a few dishes, which is not a bad thing, but I hate doing the dishes. It's satisfying when it's done and very rewarding when it's done, but I actually, you know what, I take that back. I think I prefer doing the dishes than doing the laundry. And I'm really torn to make a second cup of coffee. No, I'm just gonna stick to my water. There you go. Already making better choices. I am about to run upstairs, put on a little bit of makeup before my son wakes up. I think I've got at most 10 minutes before he wakes up again. So I can go freshen up a little bit, and I'll show you some of my skincare routine. It's not that fancy or glamorous or anything, but come follow me. Let's go get our fascinator on.
Now, normally I don't really share my makeup routine because it's taking me years to try to figure out what exactly I like and what works really well with my skin. So starting off with my skincare routine, I've been using my castor oil. I'll have a clean, washed face and apply it. And then I typically try to let it rest and absorb onto my skin for about 30 minutes. But then I'll go in with this D'Alba balm. It's kind of like a big chapstick that smells like gardenias, and I just apply that on my under eyes, my smile lines, and my forehead to smooth out the lines for my foundation. For my foundation, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade Fair, and I definitely need to get a shade that will match my skin for the summer. So I'll apply this. It is so nice and buildable and sheer, so it feels like I'm not really wearing anything, even though I have a really pleasant coverage. After that's all blended in, I'll either use a cream bronzer or just a powdered bronzer, and I opted for my cream bronzer today, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer stick. I'll apply that on my cheekbones, my temples, on my nose, and also on my jawline. I also apply it to my eyelids as a faux eyeshadow. Lately, for my blush, I've been using this stain. It's in the shade Coral, and I think it's Flora something. I can't remember the brand, but I have actually been really enjoying it. It is a stain, so it doesn't smudge off very easily at all. So once you apply it, you have to really work it to get into your skin, and then it lasts. And finally, to finish off my face, I apply a Lancome powder. It's a foundation and setting powder. It is absolutely amazing. I've used it for years and years, and I don't think I'll ever stop using it. It is just that good. After setting my face with the Lancome powder, I'll go in with my blush and just lighten it up just a little bit to bring a little bit of the stained color back. Finally, I'll do my eyebrows, and I truly hate doing my eyebrows. I find it such a tedious chore, but I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream liner. Works really well for me, even though I can never seem to get my eyebrows to be the exact same. After I've sculpted my eyebrows to look as closely related as possible, I love having a dark lash to make my eyes pop. I'm just using a L'Oreal mascara. And finally, for my lips, I've been really enjoying lining my lips with a nude lip liner and applying a lip gloss on top. And that is my entire makeup routine.
Generally speaking, this is how I do my makeup. Not every day, but pretty much this is the routine that I stick to. I've really enjoyed all of these different products, and I seem to have found like a nice groove that works well for me and how I like to be presented. So anyway, it's one of those days where you're just a little bit exhausted. It's nice to just sit here. So I think when we're going to this fun little water park, we might stop by and run a few errands. There's some foundation that I want to get. I want to get more of the foundation that I do have, but in my proper summer shade, and so I'm not having to add so much bronzer and warmth to my face. I think that'd probably be a good thing. And then also I have a return I have to make, and then hopefully my son will be ready to go in a little bit, but I think I want to go try pulling that carrot so I can steam it for my son, because he was really enjoying steamed carrots yesterday. So
that might be kind of fun to pull out my little carrot and give it to him. So let's go back outside and hopefully all this doesn't melt off. Man, okay. Back outside to brave the heat.
Honestly, this is probably going to be the smallest, saddest little carrot you've ever seen in your life. It's like an actual carrot. Look at this. Look! I got a carrot. Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I kind of really want to pick a few more. Oh my gosh. This is the most exciting. Okay, I need to calm down. Calm down. Just one carrot. That's all we need. My first actual proper harvest. I saw a good little meaty thing. Look at that. Oh, I'm thrilled. Isn't that just the most lovely looking thing? That's such a good looking carrot. Also, I've got a cucumber. Look, little teeny tiny cucumber coming. I'm so happy. I've got a nice little proper harvest. It's too dark. Nice little harvest coming on.
Okay, is it a little odd that I'm just so thrilled about this teeny tiny thick carrot? This is my very first carrot. I'm so happy. I really want to know what it tastes like. Boy better wake up soon or else Mom's gonna eat his carrot. I'm so happy. So while waiting for my single carrot to steam and to cook, I thought I would do something that I saw a lady on Instagram do. And I am not really the best planner when it comes to planning and preparing meals for every meal of the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, I struggle. And it's not great now that I have two boys. I've got my little toddler and my husband that both need to be fed. For some reason, they have to have food. Anyway, I saw this lady. She printed off a menu and hung it up in her kitchen. And so for those days where she just didn't know what to cook or didn't have the energy to just think through, she just would look at this really cute little menu for the month and pick an item from that list of quick, easy, family favorite meals. And I've been really wanting to do that for a while. And I thought maybe while my son is still sleeping, and shockingly he is still going hard at his sleeping, which I'm all about, I'm going to try to get started on doing something like that. So come up with a little menu for the month of June. So I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to get to work on my Canva, and maybe I can show you what it looks like in a little bit.
So we're finally on the road. It's 2:27, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to go to that fun little splash event. We're going to be arriving by the time it's ending, so it won't really make much sense to get the little one out of the car and like another chip and dry it off if we're even able to splash around with him. So what I think we're going to do is we're just going to go get some lunch together, and then we're going to probably run a little errand and just go to one of his favorite play places, just kind of get him out of the house a little bit. And he slept for 3 hours, which is awesome. He doesn't do it most of the time. Most of the time he averages at around an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours. But I think he really needed this little sleep because we've all been kind of trying to get over like a tickle, like a sore throat and congestion. And I think there's definitely something going around in this area. But he's pretty much all better. He just has a constant runny nose. I only had it for like a day where I had barely a sore throat. It was more of like if you eat too much sugar, your throat kind of gets all kind of sore feeling. That's just how I felt, and then I just had like not a drippy nose, but like a lot of sinus pressure. Yeah. And so yeah, my husband had it for like a day. My mom and my dad both had it because we all hang out and we see each other a lot. So I know it. I might just swing by that park that it's going to be at just so we can see if it's still going on. Would you like another? So if it's still looking like there are people there, we'll just pop in and I don't know. We'll just see. Because he's not acting hungry just yet, so I think we have a little bit of time before he starts getting cranky. So we're just gonna swing by. I'll touch base with you in a minute. Well, that was great. I'm glad that we decided just to stop by because there was the fire truck still there, and my son was able to play in the water and see the fire truck, and yeah, it was great. Glad we went. And now we're gonna go get some lunch. So we came back from getting some lunch for my son, and it is so hot outside. It's 90 degrees, so we decided to come over to my parents' place because they have a pool and go swimming. And isn't this just the cutest little set from Amazon? But we're having a blast swimming, so I'll show you some of the frivolity. So it's a perfect day to swim.
I got the dog. Ups. I got the dog. Ups.
Kick, kick, kick. Kick, kick, kick. Kick, kick, Good afternoon. It's the next day. We had such a fun day yesterday playing in the little water at the little park with the fire trucks, and then we went swimming last night. So it was really fun. Nice to be able to get outside. The water was just perfect temperature. Just a few days ago it was just a little bit on the too cold side, but since yesterday it was a balmy 90 degrees outside. I don't even know what the humidity index was or whatever. It was hot. It was very hot. So I'm just preparing some lunch for us, and let me show you my menu. Finally worked up this little summer menu cheat sheet. I have some breakfast items. Most of the time I just make eggs for my son, and I think he's getting tired of them. So have some different breakfast items for him to enjoy or try eating, see if he likes them. And then some small meals and snacks, as well as a couple of dinner options, as well as my son's go-to favorite foods when in a pinch and I have absolutely no energy or I'm at my wit's end trying to feed this boy. I'm glad I got those worked out, and I was just editing my video and I realized that the audio had gone right off the bat. So sorry about the audio quality for this video. It is what it is. I'm just making a rotisserie chicken salad. My son was quite cranky and needy this morning, and so I don't think he's hungry, but he is just being a bit of a toddler, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes it sure is a struggle trying to figure out what exactly their tiny little brain wants. But most of the time he just wants me to sit with him, or he wants to sit on my lap and be right up in my business, so I can't really do much. I'm gonna go ahead and keep making this. We'll do like a fun little cooking lunch montage. intermittent rain showers today, so not really a great day to do anything other than just hanging around the house today. So I'm just going to fill up my bird feeder and enjoy being outdoors since it's not 90 degrees outside. It's actually quite pleasant. It kind of feels like it's in the maybe 70s. But one of my favorite things lately has been having my bird feeder and get to see all the sweet little songbirds. Hello, Mr. Rooster. You gonna come take some from me? Hi, kitty.
Are you doing some packing?
You see that mud in your mouth? Oh no. Another aspect of being a toddler mom is that you're always constantly covered in whatever they have got either in their mouth or whatever they're covered in. Perks of the job. A couple of days, but I have decided that I am just going to harvest my potatoes because I think when they flop over like this, it means that they're ready. And I've already picked some of my zinnias here. They're looking so good. And I had picked a couple of carrots, but my son and my husband got to them. Let's just see what we get. Harvest them. Hi. Now I know that there's still quite a bit to go, but I already have quite a little bit in my little basket. Hello. You cannot help me. I appreciate your little help, but you're kind of in the way. As I'm editing this video, I had no idea that this video would be as long as it is, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here while you're watching me harvest some of my potatoes. So thank you guys so much for watching.
If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. I'm Elise, and I make all kinds of homestead, cozy videos with motherhood and baking and gardening and all that fun stuff. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.